and thank you for joining us for another segment of the Minding My Own Purpose podcast. With me, your host, Cherie Patrice. Come on in the room. This is season 2, episode 5, and if you've missed any of the previous episodes, you can catch them by subscribing to my website, www.cheriepatrice.com, and click the Vodcast button. Before we get started, I'd like you to take a moment to tag a creative in the comments below. And don't forget to interact with us because we'll be in the chat with you today. And please, especially my YouTubers, don't forget to click like and subscribe. And to my Facebookers, please share the video. Start a watch party. That would be awesome. All right. So while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Vodcast. This is a safe place for creatives who have been the village behind the voices of major recording artists in the music industry. They will share their stories with us, their experiences, and impart wisdom to those who might want to pursue this path as a creative professional. Today, we are joined by one of the most accomplished drummers of our times. In fact, he is known as a drummer to the stars. And let's be clear, he is an artist and a producer within his own right. Watching him work is an experience within itself. Check this out. Y'all put your hands together for my guest, Eric Seats, also known as E Seats. Come on in the room, E.
Hey, everybody. Cherie.
Hey, what's up?
MOP, thanks for having me.
Oh, wow. He said the MOP. Come on now, MOP. Yes, come on in the room. So, man, what have you been up to? Because, I'm just excited to have you on the show. Like you made time for us, sister. So I appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
And thank you for doing what you're doing. Always progressive, always graduating to, and you know what, and it's beautiful. So I'm honored to be here, really. And shout out to your team, Ophi and Nye and whoever else involved that I don't know. You know, congratulations to everybody. Because it does take a team in the village. So y'all right on track, man. Thank you for having me again.
Man, I'm just honored. You honored, I'm honored. Okay.
There we go.
We've always had love. We go way back. Way back. Like, I got pictures, right?
I can't wait to see these pictures.
Okay, so our first tour was it? No, I don't think it was Rasan. It was Rasan. It was Rasan.
Yeah, it was Rasan.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or was it Deborah Cox?
Oh, snap. You got me. It was Deborah Cox, and shout out.
It was Deborah Cox first, right?
She's a sweetheart. And shout out to her and her family. Still keep in touch with them. That was it. I forgot about that. And I hated. And that was I remember it being Onisha Shaw.
It sure was.
Yourself and was it Trina Broussard?
No, it was I think it was Charlene. It was Charlene.
Wow. Yep, Charlene.
It was me, Charlene, and
what an amazing blend that was.
Yep. Do you remember that?
About that rehearsal, and because I have recordings of that rehearsal. And
do you remember that time they did the solos?
Yeah.
And Onisha came and gave it to us all, and I was like, wait a minute,
The rehearsals are the best. Rehearsals and sound checks.
I wasn't ready for Onisha though.
I'm sorry?
I wasn't ready for Onisha though. She gave us the business, honey.
That was the whole band. Shout out to that whole squad.
The whole band. It was Eric Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin.
Oh wow!
We had two people. Kevin Randolph, and we had another. Was it Kevin Swan?
Was it Dwayne Swan?
Dwayne Swan. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's the pictures right there. You got to check them out. You'll look at. You'll be able to tell me everybody.
Petit.
Somebody was on the
guitar. On guitar, Petit.
Yep.
What a squad! I remember that rehearsal. That was special. Those things like. You know what? Here's what's a great idea. Some of those rehearsals, if they were mixed and mastered, could be put out.
You hear that, babe? Listen.
Because we don't call them mistakes. We call it moments.
Right.
The moments and all in it. You know what I mean? Just everything, even the feedback, whatever, without it trying to be too perfect. I bet you that would be its own thing.
It's totally its own thing. Especially when we were touring with Raslan, we would definitely be going in having like church.
Sound check is, I'm telling you, that's the
It's the
groove part.
business.
That's how we'll get to that later. I'll bring
I
that.
know, right? We going right in, right?
Yeah.
Man, so you know, what I really love about this is that I really get to know the people that I've worked with for what 20, 30 years. I learned things about them that I didn't know.
Like,
So I did not know that you were from Indianapolis.
yeah, born and raised in that town.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Lived there until the age of 9, I believe, and my mom relocated to Long Beach, California, and we spent a lot of time there in Long Beach. And then, Indianapolis, Indiana. Most of the family's still there. You know, both
Wow.
parents are still there. Mom,
Long Beach is the lit right now. It's the lit.
yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you've been home to Long Beach?
Last year. No,
Hmm.
Long Beach. Last year sometime.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's where I recorded all my singles for this year.
Long Beach is special.
Getaway spot.
It's been special. So yeah,
Oh my gosh, right?
Long Beach
I
is.
was like, I never knew that this was here. The whole time I was in the valley all the time, I never kicked it in Long Beach. It's so dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any water place is nice. You know, all the borders.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have a couch story because you lived in LA.
What is couch story?
The couch story is everybody that's not from LA, they always slept on somebody's couch. Like my last guest, he was like, I slept on the floor. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you this, and I'll make it short. My mom, one day, I was in college attending Cal Arts Institute in Valencia, California.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom hit me with an ultimatum one day. She says, "I'm moving back to Indiana."
Oh wow.
And I was like, "I'm not going."
Right.
I was 17, and I
Mhm.
was commuting back and forth to Valencia. I lived in Torrance at the time. I was living in Torrance, and I was a 17-year-old, and I was just like, I'm not going back to Indiana because I knew that I would want to pursue music, even though I was in school. You know, I was.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And so I said no. And she said, okay, well, you got about, like, I think she gave me 2 weeks to say, I had to go find somewhere to live. I started I hadn't buy a car at the time. I was walking around. No, actually, I was driving. But I was looking for apartments around the neighborhood already. I found myself a little studio apartment. I moved in.
Studio?
Yeah. So I never slept on the couch. I went and got my own little joint.
Very good.
And then I found a job. I got a job too that was close to the apartment, so I could walk back and forth. And that's it. And I made that decision. I did not care. I'm glad. That was the best thing I didn't do was move back there during that time.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So
that's no couch story.
What
I had to help let people sleep on my couch. I ain't even
right. See, that's good.
Man.
That's awesome.
I still have my I had we were all the same age, but I was the only one to have my own spot out of the crew. So
yeah, I was real shocked when we were on tour. You were like, yeah, I had my home magazines and stuff, and he was like, oh yeah, I love this one. I think it was like Metropolitan and he was like, yeah, I was like, wait a minute, you know about this? You know about this? And we started talking about cooking. Damn. So you've always been like well versed. I was like, that's a cool dude. Not the I won't say typical producer. I won't say that. I won't offend my boys like that. But I'm just saying, like, he was well versed.
Man, wow. Yeah, that was just from being, I guess, a little independent bachelor, I guess.
Yeah.
Trying to make it. Yeah, it wasn't always cooking. It was Top Ramen for years. Hotel.
Right.
7-Eleven was my grocery store.
Come on, 7-Eleven. You gotta tell somebody now.
Man, look, I'm telling you. And so, yeah. And then you just get tired of that, and then you want to grow. And so I started walking a block further to the Albertsons or whatever it was down there. Yeah.
Wow.
but it's trial and error. We were speaking about that a little earlier. It's trial and error.
Yes, it is.
And so, you end up being grateful for the things that you come across at later on in life. But I'm not mad at the path.
Right.
And whatever it was. And I treated that studio apartment like it was, the crib.
That's right.
I took care of it. It didn't matter what I didn't have. Whatever I did have is going to be clean. You know what I mean?
That too.
You know where you headed, or what you're aspiring to become.
That's right.
And so in the meantime, it at that age, it should have looked like that. A lot of us, I hear a lot of young people, they want so much so fast, too much too soon. Exactly. But there's no lesson in that. There's no, you don't build any character in between, and that defines you eventually. We'll get into that. I'm sorry.
You better preach. You already preaching. Okay. So you have some influences. I did want to hear a little bit about that, since you was drumming like your only instrument, or because I saw you playing the piano too. That was shocked. That shocked me on tour too.
I was the church organist for years too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine you on the organ. This is crazy.
I was almost forced to be on organ, but
really,
because a lot of times when I was growing up, a lot of the storefront churches or small churches had only drums and organ.
Okay.
It was a bonus if you had a bass player or guitarist. That was just like next level. But so when he wasn't there, they didn't just want to hear the drums, so I had to just and I knew a little bit about keys and just having keyboards around and stuff as a kid, but you eventually just started learning the songs and, hymns are hymns, and just learn them, and that's healthy for you as a producer.
Of course it's healthy.
I'm telling you, man, nothing like having to learn in church, because you got to get it right then and there. It's not a lot of rehearsal. It's like testimony service we used to have. You gotta learn he's like, what are you singing? You just got to fill it out and figure it out, and by the third round, you should have it. You know what I mean? If you got that ear, if you have that ear.
Yeah.
And it's a gift.
That organ put a little pressure on me, man. I'm not a fan of the organ. Not so much. Only, but I do know that, until I heard Kenneth Crouch play, that was a whole different story. But the organ scares me a little bit, It's always normally at funerals, or they want you to do you have to do some wailing or something.
Nah.
For me,
it's in a lot more dynamics. And I hear you. I hear exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So you were playing drums. When did you start playing drums? Was that first, or was the organ first?
My dad was already playing drums.
Okay.
My dad already. He was an engineer at WTHR Channel 13. So he was doing cameraman, covering the news, and going up in helicopters and doing that stuff mainly. But then he's always had bands. He's always played for choirs. He was in a gospel group called the Pentecostal Ambassadors out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Grace Church. Right. And so he has a few albums under his belt. He's on some records, and there was always drums in the house. The drums were furniture, or part of the furniture in our crib. So
come on now,
that was a blessing, because I was always playing on his, and until they got me my own, which was like a replica of his bigger kit. I had a small version of it, that's kid, And so,
how old were you then?
One. Well,
one.
I was playing before I was talking, they say. So
right.
I was already grooving to Earth, Wind and Fire and the Hawkins Family and all that stuff. Just
nice.
Just feeling it already. But and I get that. It's some stuff comes natural. The whole family's like that, though. I feel like when you're a creative person, it's whatever you feel like picking up. Because even when I didn't have the instrument, I would pick up a broom and make it a bass. Or my brother would pick up
microphone,
a guitar or mic, but it all starts here, right? Before we even have the instrument. So so I was pretending And I used to, even before the real drum sets came, remember those Maxwell House coffee cans and Folgers coffee cans with the top tops? I learned how to tune those joints.
You tuned them?
Make drum sets, and then I would use the tin like pie pans to make the cymbals and use straws. And I would be, man, I made everything a drum set, as I'm sure a lot of kid drummers do. And so it starts there with that dream. And then, the award shows used to come on. I would set those coffee cans up in front of the TV. And I was the drummer for those award shows. I don't care who the artist was. I was the drummer for the show,
That's right.
And then you imagine it, and then it eventually comes to fruition. So that's a blessing.
I love that. Wow. So you were telling me a little bit about your dad, where you are also a father.
Mm-hmm.
So show us your pretty babies. We're gonna throw some pictures up of them. Tell us about your babies.
Why
I call them babies still.
They're my babies still. I don't care how old they ever get. My first child, Aaron Sky Seats, my first blessing. She came. I was 21. She came. That was my very first tour. The year I was born, the year she was born, September 5th. I just got the Montel Jordan gig, playing drums with Montel Jordan at that time. And this is how we do it for like 7 years straight. But that was tough because I hit the rope the year she was born. And it was just it was challenging, but it worked out. I was going to be a dad regardless. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so she's now grown. Aaron's about to get married next year.
I saw that.
Her junior high school sweetheart, actually.
That's so cool.
Justin, shout out to Justin, a very nice young man. I'm hard. So he's approved.
He passed the test. Bro.
And he passed the test, and he asked me before he asked for her hand.
That's so nice.
I respect that. I love the relationship that he has with his parents. I know both of his parents. And that's important too, So I'm very proud of her. She's got her master's degree. She was an intern at the hospital, and then they hired her as soon as she graduated. So she's doing her thing, Aaron Sky. And then I have my Ari Liliana. She's 9, and she's creative. She's super. She does pretty much whatever she feels like doing. She's into gymnastics, sports. She's a beast. Dance, ballet. She's a beast. Instruments. She's writing songs already.
Right. You said she plays the drums too, right?
Yeah, she plays everything. I've made sure whatever she told me she wanted, because she was holding her guitar as a violin one day. I caught her doing that, so I had to get her a violin. Just because I feel like if she can do it as long as she has the instrument in her hand. So she's that. And then I got my little man, Eric Jr. So and he's 5. So I'm sorry, 6. He just turned 6. Dang, that's flying. Yeah.
Man. Woo. I remember when he was just born, man.
Yeah, my little dude. And he's super smart. He's super intelligent. He's gonna be like a talk show host or something, because he loves to host. He loves to appoint and dictate. And he's a leader. I'm proud that all 3 of them are leaders.
That's good.
Their mentality, their approach with everything. Doesn't matter if they're into sports or music. I don't try to force my influence on what I'm good at on them. So it's funny to see them grow and become. Actually, I wanted the household to be diverse anyway,
Right, that's good.
Everybody doesn't need to do the same thing. Let's build a well-rounded team and cover a bunch of different arenas and areas that we'll all need, called life. So, I'm proud of them. They're going to do very well. I can't wait to see what they become. And they're going to take very good care of me one day.
That's right. Train them up.
That's the real 401k.
Wow, that's awesome. So what would you tell the young fathers out there? Because I've seen you do, a lot more than I've seen, other producers do with their children. And I really you spend time with them. You'll fight for them if you have to. I remember you fighting for that. You needed that time with them. So a lot of people don't do that. So what would you suggest?
And one of the main things that I like to do, and what I'm mindful of promoting, because we don't get to see that side of us in the mainstream being promoted. We always hear about what we're not doing and how we're not there. And even out of the wedlocks, and all of it doesn't. Those titles are there, but our character and our nature is still there too. And so, like you said, doesn't the circumstances may change, but that's not going to change me loving them and them loving me. And so I've always fought, and I would just encourage them to start promoting how we love on our kids better, so that you're not a statistic.
Exactly.
And so important. And especially as a musician. Especially as a musician, I think there should be that's why I dwell on focusing on them like that. Y'all not gonna have me talking about I'm a deadbeat. No, I'm not.
That's awesome.
People will come up with something not to like about you, but that kids grow up and now they speak for themselves, and now you can't just carry on anymore, right?
That's right.
Thank God for that. Them growing up. So and they're teaching me. They inspire me, and a lot of everything that I do is for them. Anything that I'm doing today is setting them up.
Legacy.
I don't really I don't need anything. So I think it's about being proactive at this point and making sure that their legacies are set up and they're well. We break certain curses that,
There you go. Come on now.
And we start doing other things and making provisions instead of leaving debt behind.
Come on now.
And those different burdens that we don't ever have to face until it's too late, in unfortunate circumstances and situations. So, just growing. I pray to become wise. I don't want to just be stagnant in life in your mind and your heart. Music is great, but that doesn't define me as a person. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of different things and a bunch of the portfolio is diverse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's important to be a well-rounded human being down here, because you can be popular and dope on your instruments and on your pen and your skills, but who are you in the community? Are you a job creator? Are you, I don't believe in looking for work all the time. We need to aspire to create the jobs and opportunities and be the resource instead of being dependent on everything and everyone else for our well-being. I'm sorry, I don't want to get too off.
No, I love it. I love it. I think that especially musicians, I really think that they need to hear this. That there's another side, that your gift is not who you are.
Oh, no.
It's what you do.
It's a great avenue to set something else greater up, because music does get a lot of attention. It gets us attention. This album now just put out, but any music. Our voices, it travels over these waters and over these continents, and that's beautiful that music could provide a voice. Music is sometimes bigger than politics.
Oh, yeah.
It lasts, it lingers, it leaves legacies. That's powerful, but use that to set something else up.
That's right. How about your influences? We didn't really talk about your influences in music. So I know you have organists and the organ, and now you have the drummer. So who were your influences?
I don't focus on musicians. The older I get. As a kid, you had a favorite, but I guess that was a limit. That was limited to what I was capable of hearing, called the household. Because a lot of times when we grew up in certain homes, you're banned from listening to certain styles.
Oh, yeah, been there.
It might happen in every single race.
Yeah, completely.
That's an unfortunate limit. But as we become grown and we have access, I started changing. So I had favorites because who I only knew of, that was in front of my face, or whoever was mainstream. But then the older you get, you start trying to research who your favorite is. And then it's never ending after that. And it's just like, dang. And so I'm a huge documentary head. I love to watch documentaries because there's so much truth and facts in that. And I'm a factual kind of dude, Yeah. I'm like, give me the real. So that's tight. And so over the years, I guess it's not really so much musicians. It's more of the producers, the ones that get the final product done. The one that knows how to hire the best drummer. You know what I mean? So I understand. Yeah, I have a few favorites. It's too many to name, and if I name one, it would be unfair to all the rest of them because I'm still learning of some. So I don't even want to call out my 5 favorites.
Oh, you don't have to,
because that's hard to do. It's hard to do.
It's your party. It's your party. This your party.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And there's certain names floating around in my head right now, but it would always go back to like the Max Roaches for me, and the Buddy Riches and the Louis Bellsons and the pioneers. And I guess you can only take it so far back as the footage that's provided us. So they had favorites too. They didn't end up just playing like that. They was looking at somebody locally.
Right. It's true. It's true. Some of my favorite influences are actually in the Baptist church. The soloist.
That never recorded. That never
recorded. Yeah.
That never did anything. That never got noticed probably and died too soon or whatever.
Yeah, mine is still here.
That's what's beautiful about music. That's why I think it's important to record. So when you are gone, it's here.
That's right.
We can talk about that all day.
All day. Well, I would like to get into a little bit of your team. It was you and Rapture. So that was established in 1997. What was your first placement as a producer? Or I did want to ask, what was your first? Did you play drums on anybody's record before you started producing?
Yeah, and I've probably forgotten some.
Really? You don't remember the first album that you ever played on?
Ooh. Man. It was gospel. It was a choir for sure. I'm trying to remember which choir. Dang. Don't do me like that. I feel bad. I was a kid. No. I was afforded the opportunity to attend a performing arts high school called the Los Angeles County High School for the Performing Arts, located on Cal State LA campus. So my high school was on a college campus. So I went there, and my first official recording came from there. Our conductor, Craig Kupka, he used to record our jazz combo, our jazz bands and ensembles. Every year we released a record. So I was on 3 albums in high school.
Okay.
So those were, and I still have those. So that was first. That was still when we had cassettes too. So I still have those cassettes.
The cassettes. I have cassettes.
Man.
The old demos.
So that's what I would consider the first official thing. But placement wise, production wise, it wasn't myself and Rapture, it was myself alone. And I was in the under the umbrella, the Mad Money Camp, which is
not the Key Beats. Who are the Key Beats?
Key Beats is myself and Rapture, but my first placement wasn't Key Beats.
All right.
It was on a young lady. She was one of Montel Jordan's artists. Her name was Shay Jones.
I remember Shay.
Yeah.
Hey, Shay.
Yeah, Shay Jones. And I did a song with
wow.
And Dub Daniels wrote the lyrics to Ooh Ooh Boy. And then we also did an interlude on there as well. So those were my first 2 placements. But my first Key Beats placement with Rapture Stewart was Where My Girls At, 702.
Where My Girls At, from the front to back. I'm sorry. That's my joint. Hey, 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 don't you violate me.
That was penned by Missy
That's my song, man. I didn't know you wrote that.
Yeah, and then also on that record we did Gotta Leave.
Okay.
And once again, Missy wrote that one.
Where'd you guys meet Missy?
Huh?
Where'd you guys meet Missy?
We met Missy as a band. Rap was MDing for Missy. And then actually, when he left to do Timbaland, I started MDing for Missy, did a tour with her. So we both were producing already. And then we were both touring with different artists too. And then we were multitasking. We were both producing and touring. Which is dope.
Yeah,
because I love doing both. I know some people like to say I'm gonna stay home and I hate traveling. I'm like, I love them both evenly. I love seeing this world. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful world out here. and even meeting people, making those connections. And I love to hibernate in that lab too, because we know what it can do.
That's right.
But there's seasons, you know what I mean? It's not just one.
So you assigned to Warner Chapel. Timberland signed you out to Warner Chapel, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. Moved out to New York, 1999, and
wow,
we worked.
Oh, I know that camp work. I remember that camp being in town because we were over at 56, Studio 56, and so we knew about y'all camp, and they knew about our camp. I remember seeing Timberland over at 56 one time. I was just like, I'm gonna stay over here. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna stay on this team over here. But I thought y'all was so dope, man.
Dope. And we knew y'all was it was so dope back. Those were good days, good old days.
56 was popular.
Old, but so what? It was some good times, good memories.
Yeah.
It was different type of work, and it was more of teamwork. Now it's so individual. It seems like we can't even say camps anymore.
Right.
Right. That sounds like something back in the day, camps. But
let's see. You had Black Round Entertainment. You started getting management there.
Mm-hmm. And that got us to like that Aaliyah, all that Aaliyah.
Yes, one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Rock the Boat. Did y'all know that he produced and wrote Rock the Boat? Did y'all know that?
Static Major wrote that. He penned.
Man. Who?
Static Major.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep.
Static, the Genius. He wrote everybody's hits in that camp.
Yeah, I remember him.
All G1, all of them.
Wow.
And then so we ended up doing 9 songs on that record.
Which one?
We did 9 joints on that. Loose Rap, Rock the Boat.
You did all Loose Rap too?
It's Whatever. Those were the days. You Got Nerve, Messed Up.
That whole album is fire.
Yeah, it's classic. It's still making noise. Like
it is. Aaliyah was such an angel. Tell us a little bit about your experience in working with her and how her death actually affected the camp.
Wow, man. Oh, so I call her Little Dana.
Oh,
Dana, cool. She was actually my neighbor when we lived in New York. She lived, just a couple blocks down the street, over there in Central Park. So we shopped a lot together. She would hang. She was cool. She would always slide by the apartment. But I remember going to movies and stuff, and she never had security.
Oh, that's dope.
Never. And we'd be in Times Square, and we'd be in any line just like normal, and people be like whispering behind. They weren't really. It wasn't camera phones then. It was like SkyTel pagers and.
Oh yeah.
People actually carrying around.
It's away.
Asking for pictures and stuff, and she'd be cool. I remember what did we go see? Matrix. But she was just.
No, she wasn't in that. She was in. Almost Die.
No, talking about the very first one. I think she was signed up to do the sequel. Yeah, and then just even her flying all of us over there. We lived in Australia.
You lived in Australia too?
Yeah, because she was filming Queen of the Dam. And so all of us went over there, and they locked down the studio, and we all had rooms, and she would go shoot her scenes and then come back, at night and then bounce through the rooms and record.
Wow. After a hard day on the set?
Man,
I did makeup on sets, and so she's an actress, so she came from that and went to work, baby. What?
For her, she knew she was getting herself in. To fly all of us over there like that.
Yeah,
she planned to knock all of that stuff out, multitask.
Wow.
And she didn't come in there all drowned and drained, and she was there getting it.
That's right.
And, she records fast too.
Good work ethic.
And there's so much unheard material that's how it is when we get in them labs. We go pull up another track, pull up another track, so it's stuff.
Man, wow. So kids, y'all hear that? People think that, I want to be a star. It's work, babies. It's work. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. So y'all did, you had some things on Charlie's Angels, Romeo Must Die.
Independent Women. Part 2.
Very good.
Yeah. Exit
Oh,
Wound.
is that for Beyonce?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. All right. Well, we have a little clip
Yeah.
of the number one hit,
Which one?
"Rock the Boat."
Oh.
So you did Beyonce too, Independent Woman.
Yes. Well, they were still Destiny's Child then.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right.
It was still 4 girls.
That's right. 4. Oh
Yeah,
wow, not
yeah.
the 3.
Not the 3. It was the original 4 girls when we were working with them. Yeah.
You better work, see.
And we laid B's tight too. She wrote a lot. We did it like 6 or 7 songs.
Yeah, she wrote with Missy. I'm just confessing. That's when she first started writing, right?
She was everywhere. She was working. And she's fast.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
She's a machine.
Right.
Wow. So we have a little clip of you, and we're about to play it right now. Hold tight. You don't know what it is, but you're about to find out. Wow. So you have we talked about production. So we got in hip hop 50 Cent. We have Lloyd Banks and Young Buck and T.I. and Jay-Z and Dro and Nelly and DMX and Ja Rule. I mean, Diddy, Pharrell, Busta Rhymes, Chingy, Fabulous, Kanye West, Bubba Sparks. I mean, Soulja Boy too.
This is accumulated with production and live with myself and Rapture Stewart. So yeah.
You better work.
And the 500 Grand Band and yeah, stuff.
All right, so we got R&B. You got Shantae Moore, Kenny Lattimore, Dave Hollister, which is my cousin. So what you do for Dave?
Dang, we did a song with Dave. Well, I played drums with Dave for a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah, okay. I played drums with Dave, but we also did a song, "Pump Your Brakes," on the Exit Wound soundtrack.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Pump Your Brakes. That's a hard joint. I'm gonna have to pull that up.
Okay, well, you got Layla, which I've toured with you with Layla, Kelly Price, Patti LaBelle, Stevie Wonder, Tweet, Ashanti. Tweet is amazing. Patti LaBelle is amazing. Ashanti, Tank, who's a beast. Keisha Cole, and let's see, En Vogue. What'd you do for En Vogue?
I toured with En Vogue when they were EV3.
Okay.
Shout out to Roman Johnson. He was the MD. That was a crazy band too.
Awesome.
And that was back in the day when we was doing like Planet Groove. They used to come on BET, and that was a good tour. Yeah. So EV3. Shout out to En Vogue.
All right. We got a little Mo. Shout out to En Vogue. We got a little Mo, and I got it. You helped me. You're still touring with Patty now, right?
Yes.
Okay. You helped me Layla was doing her live recording. And Patty and Anita are like my favorite artists. And so I remember walking over to you and I was like, Seats. I was so nervous. I was like, okay. I've seen Anita out a couple of times on tour with Layla.
Yeah.
But I would always be too scared to go say hi to her. So he was like, nope. You are going to have to go over and talk to her yourself. I'll take you over there, but you got to go over there and talk to her. And I was like, okay. So I was like, he was like, you got this. You could do it. So
I don't like being a messenger. I always,
right,
because
exactly.
it's so much more sincere coming from that person. When, me conveying messages is not going to be heartfelt. And I'm like, no, you go express all of that.
You gave me life, bro, because I got the courage and went over there. And
at the Troubadour, right?
Yes, it was at her live recording.
About that.
Wow. Patty actually gave me life, and that was the first time I learned that that God could minister to you through secular music.
Mm-hmm.
So you were talking about, your mom leaving you and go back to Indianapolis when you were 17. Well, when I was 17, my parents divorced and my mother left to go to California. And I was like, I'm not leaving. I was too scared to leave. But she went to California, of all places, which if she hadn't done that, I wouldn't have had the career that I had. So just going through the transition of waiting for, my mom to get settled and stuff, it was very hard on us as children. And I was failing school. It was just hard. I mean, that's another workshop. But I remember having Patty's album and Winter in You. I never told you why I wanted to meet her, so I'm telling you now. It was a song, Winter in You, that isn't very popular, but it's literally like she was having a conversation with me to say that it was a winner in me. It's only me. I came to see you, and I know what you've been through. I will be your friend. Lean on me for now. Gotta pick. So that really touched me, and I could hear my brother in the next room also sniffing and crying. So it just gave us hope, and I wouldn't.
The power of music. Wow. That's a blessing. And I'm going to have to show her this clip now.
I wouldn't be doing what I was doing. She helped me dream. So I was able to. I can't believe I'm crying on my freaking podcast.
Oh, no. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's called The Moment. And this is perfect. Yep. It's supposed to. That's what it does to you.
Yeah, but
that's awesome.
Because of that, I was able to. She helped me get ready for school in the morning. And, if only you knew, and all those things that just grabbed my soul. And I was like, it has to be okay to sing secular music. It has to. But you were, raised to be, that was devil's music. So anyway, I'm a mess right now.
I'm telling you.
And that's why I asked. I was like, can you help me go meet her? But I had nothing to say. Anita Baker had the same love for her too. So they actually took a picture with me, put me in the middle, and put their arms around me. And I'm going to put that clip up so you can see it. And that moment happened. And anybody that knows me knows that I love them, especially as a child. Those are the songs I sang in talent shows,
right,
and barbershops and all that stuff. So please, when you go to work, give her a big hug for me. And that is, that's why. Yeah. That's why I'm all. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm going. I can't wait to show her.
Yeah.
She needs to see that and hear that. That's awesome.
I was front row and center for when they did verses.
Oh yeah, man.
Front row and center. It was so cool. But anyway,
that was so epic, and I was privileged to be there, right there. And dang, that was that's another historical moment for sure. Both of those legends, all three of those legends. I'm talking.
Yeah. So that picture is like gold for me. It, they had me right in the middle, and I was just like, okay.
I took my own picture that night with all three of them and Layla.
Yep. That was a cool night, cool recording. Y'all killed it. Well, let me segue on into gospel music because let me get myself together. You work for Karen Clark Sheard, and who else in gospel? Oh, Mary, of course. Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, I was the gospel side. That would be all night. I was, church kid. So that was first.
They're amazing, all of them. And then This is when I was just talking about the Soul Seekers in my last with Q. Q was on, so we were talking about the Soul Seekers, and I was saying that I didn't know that producers sing. Like, you played the organ, so all of them could sing, but I never knew it. I never heard them sing. We would play around in rehearsal, especially with Jubu and all of them. They'd be, and, I didn't know that they really knew how to sing. So when I first heard Lauren sing, and I was like, wait, what is this? Y'all harmonizing too? Like, what's happening here? So anyway, that was really cool. That was a nice, run. You're not with the Soul Seekers anymore, or you are?
Nah, it's been a while.
Because it's all about Al dash E. Tell me about them, your new group.
Yeah, my dude Alex Evans and
Ali.
Eric Seats, bass and drum duo Ali.
Yay!
Proud of this right here.
Come on now.
And we've been dang, we go back. We've been touring together with different artists off and on for the last 20 years. And just like we just talked about clowning around in rehearsals and sound checks, that's what we do every sound check. We're usually the first. We've been touring with Miss Patty together for the last 15 years.
Okay. So he tours with you out. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. He got there a little bit before me, but we've been there for a while. So we always are the ones to show up first to sound check and just start grooving. And we start recording those grooves and listening. You start listening to them in your phone. They sound sweet in your phone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we can do that all for the rest of our life if we never produce it. I was just like, man, look, you need to fly to Philly after one of these shows. I'll book the lab. We just going to come lay some of these ideas and we'll go from there. And so it just unfolded. It started, we booked a session. We recorded 9 songs in 4 hours. Only bass.
Are you serious?
Bass and drums only, no keys.
Okay, wow.
Just bass and drums, raw, nothing, just a BPM, just a click. Dope. And I would say, and he's sitting directly across from me. I would just try to call out a song. So I was just putting stuff in song mode, and I'd be like, bridge or, just go to the next part and play. And then I'd be like, all right, go out. We did that. We left in 4 hours, and I went to work on that Logic and started plugging up, and hey, we got what we got. It came out beautifully. I'm proud of it. It's doing very well.
I got my copy.
I appreciate you having your copy.
And thank you for supporting me too.
Always,
you came right on it.
I had to get
download it right away. That brother's a website member and everything. Come on, y'all.
Not playing. And it didn't start off like that, but every day we wake up, it's like giving us more incentive to do it, especially see, we're seeing it appreciated in Germany and London.
Wow, that's good.
And Switzerland and South Africa. So that's a blessing to see because it's only been out for 2 weeks. So that's dope. What music can do and the power that it has. And then we shout out to Miss Patti LaBelle for. Let me tell you this. She volunteered to be in our video, and then I would never ask her to be in our video because I didn't want. That's why I didn't do a record with all the artists. My initial idea was to do songs and then invite some of the artists that I've worked with and toured with to be on that record. But I don't want the record to be a success because they're on it.
Exactly.
I wanted. We have to get established first as a duo, and then the next record maybe we'll start getting the known names. We have some people on this, but they're not famous. You know what I mean? So.
I am a little biased though because my favorite is Dime Piece on the record because our friend B Slade just slayed the song. Ridiculous.
Shout out to B Slade, that's my brother.
Shout out. I have yet to meet him yet, but he's so dope.
Slade, we grew up in kids in the same district councils and church, and I probably met him at 10 years old. So it's
really
first record too. Yeah, so I've watched him. He's always been that talented.
Oh yeah.
And super progressive and innovative. He sets trends. You know what I mean? He's not following anybody. You know that about him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I sent him that song because he's the only person that I could hear on that. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, Slate, handle this. And it's because nothing I see him is too crazy. That's what I love. It's like he'll get it right away, even if it's wild. He'll lay something to it.
Yeah.
So
he lived right into that thing.
It was already a cool song, just being instrumental and how it grew. But and the initial idea, the intro of that song is an intro from our Patti LaBelle show. Just took it and made it a whole song. So
killing it. But we do have a another single, which is also your single out now, which is called "Groove is Therapy."
That's correct.
We have a little clip of that. That's a dope one too. Y'all check this out.
Music tell your body how to move and feel. It can serve as medication, so no need to pop a pill. Satisfies your heart's desires and allows the mind to heal through its therapy. Music tell your body how to move and how to feel. It can serve as medication, so no need to pop a pill. Satisfies your heart's desires and allows the mind to heal through its therapy. Oh yeah, yeah. Music tell your body how to move and how to feel. It can serve as medication, so no need to pop a pill. Satisfies your heart's desires and allows the mind to heal through its therapy. Oh yeah. Music tell your body how to move.
So that was "Groove is Therapy," all right, by Ali. Y'all got to make sure y'all get that single, all right? It's dope. Get the whole album. It's dope. I do want to talk about your other projects, which is Cidio Volume 1 and 2. And I'm not going to be one of those people like, oh, yeah, I got that, and try to make up that I have it. I'm going to go get those because I didn't know that you was rocking like that. I'm going to have to make, wait a minute. That's not the truth. I know you were working on something on Instagram. I would see you working on your projects because I remember saying, hello, EC, hello, vocals here. I mean, hello.
Yeah.
So you have 1 and 2.
2 is not out yet, but 2 is finished.
Right.
Actually, 3 is finished too.
Okay.
I've been
3.
I go into phases of not liking stuff.
Uh-huh.
If I've been working on it too long, I'll push that mug to the side and come back.
Okay.
And I think that's okay as long as it's not dated when I return. And I really feel like Volume 2 is not, and so that's dope. There's so many dope people in there. Tony Scruggs, Shannon.
Oh, she's the beat. Shannon singing Diva, that one.
Singing Diva.
Oh, she's they're all singing together right now. Her, Tiffany, and
I saw that.
Sheila in the Blend. Did you hear that?
I just I commented on that.
Wait, did you know I didn't? I'm sorry, I can't. My husband always tells me slow down because it's a delay, so it looks like I'm talking over you. So I'm not talking over them, people. I'm just excited. Okay.
I feel that.
Is it my turn to be excited now? Can I say something?
I saw that clip and I definitely commented on that, and I was like, I didn't know if it was old or new, and then I saw that it was new, so that was dope. But that blend that y'all have is crazy. But we have yet to work on it. You will be on one of these volumes.
Oh, I got my tracks already. Hello.
Yeah, we're already on it. It's just stuff I like to get out of my system and put it out into the universe and see who it resonates with. And I don't care I don't really try to follow the likes. I don't really try to follow who likes my music because I'm not doing it for that. Yeah. I'm just doing it because it's inside of me. And then I love releasing it out into the universe so you can get the appreciation that it will. And it doesn't matter where it comes from or what it looks like. I love, and it gives you incentive to do another one, That's and right. So I started, that first one came out 2014. That was my very first independent project. And I was just like, why know all of these people and never do any damn work? I'm talking about
seriously
outside of touring with other people and being on their albums Why the hell are we not? We Facebook friends, but we don't fucking get nothing done. Oh, wait, I'm sorry for my lyrics. I'm getting hype-handedly. What are we waiting for? Why are we always waiting to? None of us, we get buddied up when we end up at the audition, or if whoever got the gig. Now we clicking, but even still, while we're out on tour, we're still not productive as far as let me play you these tracks, you write to them, and by the end of this tour, we should have been recorded these.
That would be, that would dope.
Because especially not having an excuse today called the laptop.
Ooh,
and a lot of these cats, carrying around their keyboards and carrying on. It needs to manifest eventually. Ideas are great, and fun and rehearsal is great, and recording with your phone for IG Live is great. A lot of those ideas need to be documented and recorded and printed and released. Because music can be healing, groove can be therapy.
Come on, put it up for the people can see it. Come on, put it up there again. Put it up there.
And what I like about this, I'll pass it. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna talk about whatever is going on. So that's awesome. I love how you can people scan that and the site comes up, the music comes up.
Yep.
And I leave these with perfect strangers. These don't go to people I know. If I know you got to catch it on Facebook or somewhere.
That's awesome.
I'm not wasting the money. Perfect strangers. Because that's success to me. When we sell our music and it resonates with people that we didn't grow up with, or your auntie, that means that's the reach. That's the reach. And I don't care what the genre is. It doesn't matter. Just be brave in your artistry. And that's what I commend you for doing. And even with this podcast too, this is a blessing because it's a dope platform. Another extension for me to even promote something that I have. But it is also cross promotion as well, because when I share what I can't wait to share this with my crew, what I love is I would love for us to cross promote better, staying on that subject of us getting stuff done.
Yes.
We know each other's 20 years, but we never recorded together. That's our fault.
Well, we about to.
No, I'm talking in general.
People in general. Yeah.
We're fixing this. But it would be nice to see all these other ton of people that we all know in the industry and keep walking by. And we exchange numbers every bit. Let me get your number again.
Again.
And we ain't going to do nothing. So a lot of people I stop exchanging numbers because I'm like, we're not going to get anything done. Or I do like to initiate it too. I'm like, let's actually do something. Then when you get this email, don't act like I didn't send it to you. But a lot of cats don't follow through.
Right.
A lot of cats are just talk. And talk is cheap and seen is believing it. But we so used to doing this at the NAMM show and then doing this at the backstage everywhere and taking, but we don't do anything. We don't contribute. We're just there working. We're hired. And we're just being in the moment. And a lot of time is flying by and you're not going to get this time back. So I believe in taking advantage and seizing moments and just, getting stuff done. And we could leave beautiful music behind. And I believe in, how we listen to the radio. Probably since we're from the same school.
Right.
We came from the same era of putting music out. Yes. And being responsible for radio at a certain dynamic. You know what I mean? Yes. So, but don't you miss being able to turn on music? And when's the last time you cried from a song? Or a song giving you...
Just now. Playing that song in my head, yes.
But it's hard. Songs don't touch us like they used to. Like you were explaining about what Miss LaBelle's song, Winter and You did to you. You can't really talk about nothing that came out recently that does something to you like that anymore. It's emotionless right now. And I feel like we have a responsibility, us as creators of the content, to do better at controlling that narrative. And because we can't keep complaining about this crap is whack if we're not doing something about it. And I'm not just talking about it, but doing something about it. Being the change that you want to see.
That's right.
Give us something to listen to, or be quiet.
Be quiet. What did it do, right? Man, I definitely hear you on that. I'm about minding my own purpose, but I think that even though releasing 3 singles about to be 4 this year in 2020, but I didn't really come to life until it became the Vodcast, when it became bigger. You learn the foundation of reaping and sowing and giving. And, I'm really big on that. So when music, as artists, it can be very myopic and about me. But I think that this is to open it up and where you kind of put yourself on the back burner, even though you have all these, have all these accomplishments, but it's just to connect. I want my people that were in the industry or that are still in it to still mind their purpose. I want them to hey, how you doing? What are you doing these days? We did this back then, but what are you doing now? And there was so many of us that did have projects, and I found that a lot of the artists that we did work for and with they weren't that excited to help us or post things or buy our music. So I mean, it's the truth. I was celebrating 50 years.
I saw that post that you recently posted, and because it doesn't cost.
It's true. It don't cost nothing.
It costs a dime to press share. And so here's what's but karma is a B too. So I feel like one day you might need me.
You might.
Because I know where I'm going. And it's just like I'll never graduate to that mindset of that process. I will share. If I like it, I'll share. And that, I understand, a lot of these people have publicists and they might not even run their own pages.
That's true. It's very true. But they do what they want. I'm gonna be real.
But you got my personal text. If I personally text you,
they do what they want. I'm sorry, they do.
And I'm not even gonna go too hard.
We don't have to. We don't really have to. But I really wanted to create something where
we'll be the change that we want to see.
Exactly.
So, and for you creating this content right here and allowing other people to actually get their shine and their credit, because what's so funny is how the amount of things that we learn about each other.
Exactly. That I didn't know
about this program and setting it up. And I'm like, you had to send me a plethora of stuff back in the day. All that Brandy stuff, I knew of some stuff, but I didn't know all of it. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. I missed all of that. But that's what this is doing.
We were still in the same circles, though. We just didn't know.
We were hired.
We were. I saw you at Pharrell's reunion. You were like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Well, I actually wrote their song, You Don't Want to Miss." You were like, "What? You never said that." I mean, we don't walk around like I did this.
We don't. We don't. We just work. We're working. Dang. I like
right.
That. You know what I like? I like how when people, I guess if new people that are meeting me now and they're seeing this valley and they think, I like how they have to go do research. I'm not about to just start telling you stuff.
Oh, I found out tons of stuff.
Go to the site.
Opie was in it. I was like, what?
Yeah. Because, it's not comfortable to me. But I like how they have to go find out about, and then and it's almost like validation because it's our resume, right?
It is.
Our discography is our resume. So I'm not going. I like that. I like that. And it's not just music. It's other stuff that I can't wait to. But it's
because you got a little cooking thing that you was doing too. Wasn't that Cito?
I'm teamed up right now.
Okay, tell
me.
I
have a whole nother team for that. We're doing a cookbook.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna go too in depth about
it
because it's not even all that much to go into actually, but it's rolling. I'm gonna just tap into stuff. You know what I like about art? The term art.
Yeah, tell me about it.
There's no limit to art, or I love another term, production. There's no limit to art and production. So whatever that ends up being, I love multiple streams of income.
First of all, hey now. So I do want to talk about a little bit about your food, like what kind of food. You had different things going on. You make different things. I'd be like, I'm hungry. After I watch it, we gonna play a couple of that too.
Like I said, it didn't start off great, but that trial and error and always living by myself. Start experimenting.
Yeah.
And now I love pulling up, eating better.
Mm-hmm.
The older we get,
right,
we do need to change as our bodies are changing. So, and then just being conscious of what I'm putting into this body.
Right.
So I end up on YouTube on tutorials and looking at different ways of preparation.
And I never have made it. Fish and chips, and keep it simple, you know what I mean? Fish and chips, yeah. Fish and chips, fish and chips. Do whatever works for you, you know?
Go back. And if you throw it well enough to me, I throw it back. Just like a pitcher on a mound. How does that sound? On the road with them shirts, but I got the time now. I just want it when I need it, and I need it right now. Give me some entertainment.
Hey, and if you have not already ordered that Uplift shirt, go to 3greens@gmail.com, and then in the subject, just type in order form. Get your order form, fill out your order form, receive your shirt, post you rocking your shirt, tag me in the post so I can repost you, and then, you know, bless somebody. Walking around with your Uplift shirt, walking around with your Uplift shirt, walking around with your Uplift shirt, and then, you know, bless someone. Peace, peace, and amount.
Come quick and I need to. Don't ask me no questions, this ain't a lesson, I ain't taking no hands.
You want to play
it's crazy because I'm the kind of guy that I probably didn't grow up. I didn't grow up liking artichokes, but now making so much. So the things that I hated as a kid, or all of the vegetables that I picked off the plate, I'm now preparing them. I love them. I guess a lot of times we have first impressions, and we'll say I don't like that because of how it was prepped, maybe, or maybe your mom didn't make it like you'd make it, you know.
Right.
And so I had to go revisit like beets and different things that
Beets are so good for you. Well, I know they're good for me because iron and stuff.
All the you know, the benefits of the foods and different things like that. It's like, dang, I wish I was eating that, carrots or whatever it is. A lot of times it was, you know, prepping it another way from the way that you remember not liking it could be the change, and not like you see now you want to now, you know.
That's right. Are you up on essential oils?
I am, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was about to say, because you can cook with those too. Well, the kind that I use, which is doTERRA.
Really?
So we'll talk about that later. You can put the stuff in. Basil, lemon. I mean, amazing garlic.
Oh yeah.
I think you should get on that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that. I take shots of cider vinegar every day.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So yeah, we foodies over here, especially during the quarantine.
Yeah, this the time. Right?
Yeah. COVID-19, so I'm trying to work that 19 back the other way. It's funny. I think that everybody that I've talked to, they've gained at least 20 pounds over COVID. So we're trying to work it and get it back the other way. But
I'm making sure I've been running. I'm a runner.
That's good. Because you'll do your videos, your posts, leave a nice message for positive message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're in my thread a lot. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
So I'm gonna jump in real quick to find out who was your favorite that you worked with in the past, and who would you like to work with now? Like, who is your dream, artist to work with, produce?
Mm. You said the past first, right?
But the past is first, and then who would you like to work with now?
I'm gonna just say OG off top. Miss Patti LaBelle, I call her OG. I call her triple OG.
Triple OG, yeah.
Triple threat, and she's been there and done that. She's celebrating over 60 years on being on a stage.
Woo!
But not even on a stage. She multitasks like crazy. She's in your grocery store.
Wow.
She's all over the place. She's in your Macy's and all. Oh, well, Macy's still exists, whatever, but everywhere, the cookbooks. So that's a great legend to look up. She's the most diverse artist that I've ever worked with, too. So it's, dang.
So I gotta get a pie. I have not done that yet.
What?
I know.
First of all, there's
it's so many. I heard there's so many other things other than pie.
Different desserts now.
I heard.
The dinners, you have to have the mac and cheese. You have to. I heard.
They told me after verses that I gotta get it.
Dumplings. Oh my! Those frozen foods they're really, 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 really good.
I didn't believe it at first. But I'm going.
Trust.
Make that happen. And I have not been to a Patti LaBelle concert. So that I have to, yes, I know. I know.
World today.
What the tarnation is going on. So I got to fix it. Okay.
Yeah, that's bucket list stuff that needs to be checked off for sure.
I got it.
It's a whole experience.
All right. So in the future, because you did a play too. Well,
not yet.
I can't tell. Wait.
I've been writing a Broadway musical for some time now. Just coming from, my high school, being a performing arts high school, as well as the college. Mm-hmm. So there was always dance, theater, music, and visual arts. And I love to incorporate, because when I had I was in a symphony. So we had to I love the whole production. So I'm writing a musical called Timeless. And I don't know when the release date will be. Whenever it's completed, it'll be done. But that's another way that I could give back to the arts as a whole and covering those different entities and the dynamics of the arts. So, and being able to, like I said, provide jobs and maybe even create careers and opportunities for up and coming artists. Period.
Well, you did that in The Next Great Drummer. So tell us a little bit about that, because that was amazing.
Shout out to Crystal Alamo John and all my team, my niece and every. I always know how to put together a nice, well-rounded team. So if I'm the musician, nobody else in the squad is a musician. I'm not, everybody else has a degree in something else. Yeah. Why? I've never gotten a lot done hanging around a bunch of drummers.
That's true. You got to spread it out.
Or any musician for that matter, please. And just graduating. So Timeless is going to be dope. And I think that'll spark many more ideas after that. And because the merchandising alone that you can get, what I love about Broadway is Cats is not going anywhere. Fiddle on the Roof. All these, you know what I mean? Those are the things that supersede your lifetime. And so that's what I would love to do.
It is timeless.
Timeless.
Timeless. There we go.
And so, And so in the future, I'm not sure if you hip to, like my music vocabulary is all over the place. I'm loving this metal band right now called Dream Theater.
Okay. I'm going to check them out.
Ooh, you talking about, here's what I love. I like musicians, just because it's metal, don't mean it's crazy and sloppy and wild and loud.
I bet my son knows who he is.
The dynamics, the intricate musicianship. And when you hear this, it's like mathematics in the form of music. It's beautiful stuff. So super diverse that you wouldn't just consider it metal because it's some beautiful music. So, but man, I've always wanted to work with Sting. On the writing tip, man, I would love. I wouldn't even be mad at writing. I would love to work with Sade.
Oh,
I would love to work with,
you're messing with me now.
Yeah, I like. There's a lot of these bands are not together anymore that I would have liked to work with. Even like Yanni.
Mm-hmm. He plays.
He's a conductor. And Atwood Ferguson. Okay. There's a bunch of I'm all over the place because I want to grow in music.
That's good. That's good.
I don't want to repeat anything that I've accomplished already, really. So I guess that means leaving the atmosphere that I hate that term genre, but because I have the appreciation is broad. You know what I mean, for music, because there's only two types of music to me: good and bad. You know what's dope?
Good and bad.
We have the kind of ear that we can hear any style of music and say that's quality. Whatever type of music that is, you can hear and say that's some quality music in that arena, and you'd be like, that's terrible. It's either that, but if you're creative, you know, like, dang, they executed it with quality and excellence, or dang, they didn't do enough.
Any new artists that you like that are out?
Oh my, dang. Yes, plenty. They're not popular yet, I guess. So if I'm gonna shout out Keith Phelps.
Okay.
Another born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana Hoosier. Okay. I'm gonna shout out Annie Jules, who I just completed an Aaliyah tribute this past couple of months ago. I met her. She dropped in my inbox one day and invited me to do a tribute, and I saw her seriousness, and I liked it's all about the approach. Mm-hmm. Super professional, and she started off with telling me all the stuff I've done, and I'm like, dang, okay, she went hard.
Hey.
And a lot of times that gets your attention. It's like, dang,
it does.
Homework. And so that caught my eye. And then I had to go look and see who she was. And so seeing that and then looking at her page and the quality and how she executed things, it made me say yes, because she's serious. She has a team, clearly, and they're doing big things. And of course, I would like to be a part of that. So a lot of new artists that I like right now, y'all would never know they were. I guess I can send you some links. So that y'all can, check them out, because they're the future.
Okay, that's awesome. I ran across this artist Snow.
That's a dope name already. Wow.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's spelled Snoh. And so it's weird because she has all these different vibes. Like you mentioned Sade. So it's a Sade vibe, but then sometimes she sounds like Whitney. She just kind of moves it around. She's just very interesting to watch. She models, and then sometimes she'll just throw on like sweats and a hoodie, like Aaliyah did. And it was just like, she just has a presence about it that's like, wow. So check her out. She's dope.
I'll believe you. Whatever you say, check out. I definitely will. Even this episode in Lynn, shout out to Lynn. That was a dope. She's awesome.
Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
I can't wait to work with Lynn too. That voice is magical.
Man, did you hear that sweetness? And then she's the backgrounds too, man. I was like, babe, do you hear the backgrounds too?
So accomplished and worked with everybody, of course.
Everybody.
Been on every award show. So yeah.
Yeah. I love how you say the old school because I was writing this other song and someone said, this is a great song, but if you could have a name, I have Sade in it. So I said, throw some Sade on it. It was like, well, if you can change that to, maybe you should change it to like somebody more current. And I was like, nope. Not doing it.
How you gonna tell me how to feel?
I know not to get you started. Oh my gosh.
Tell me what to say. You ask me a question and give me an answer too.
But I decided I was even thinking maybe I should change it to Jill Scott.
I don't say old school. I don't say old school. I don't even speak that into existence. I don't feed that because I get it.
You want to be more current. I was like, no, I want to have a hot bath, a glass of wine, and put Sade on in the background. That's what I put in the song.
I judge music off of. We have moods in music. When you're going out on the side of the town, you're gonna listen to a certain thing, or when you're ready to take a bath and relax, you're gonna listen to something.
Sade for me.
I love my road music or tour bus music. That's a whole nother playlist in itself as well. Yeah. So I think I go into moods in music. I'm telling you, that's what's beautiful and the freedom about music. It allows you to kind of get into a different character, or I don't, and I'm afraid of being associated with one sound. I do not want that.
Yep.
You know why? Because if you define that, then that means you define in my pockets too.
In fact, keep it open. Yeah. Yeah, I parked in gospel for a long. Well, not gospel. It was more like coffee house worship. And I was like, let me do something different now.
Under the umbrella of creativity, I think it's fair to the arts to. I'm not gonna cater to one thing. I'm gonna do whatever's in my heart, and I love artists that are unpredictable, and I love how once you put that out into the universe, people don't expect anything. They can't. Prince.
Oh, right. Aretha. She's saying opera. She did it.
Whatever they chose to do, you just listen. And I want to put that out there. I want to, whatever I do initially, I want to set the tone for get ready. Whatever I feel like doing this day, that's what y'all gonna get. And it's not gonna sound like yesterday. Get out of here.
I love it.
Most record companies, they used to chase us, right? If you had a hit, they want to do something else that sounds just like that.
Just like that. Oh, I hated that, man.
That's retarded. Listen to this. Silly.
It's retarded.
Them dang A&Rs. I couldn't stand A&Rs. Get out of here. Get out of my session.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep quiet on that one. I know too many of them, so I love you guys.
I'm missing out some good. Yeah.
So let's see. So I want to tell people where you are. Where they can get your music. I want you to tell them your website. Because you clicked it. I thought I had it down pat, and I didn't have it down pat. So
that's okay. It's Ali.biz. And so that's AL-E.biz. Ali.biz. And from that outlet, you can find all the different outlets where our music is available. You can also see an interview of Alex Evans and myself. You can see all of our different social media sites, IG, Twitter, and Facebook.
We got to have y'all come back. Both of y'all.
I'm sorry.
We gotta have both of y'all come back.
Oh yeah, please do have that because he might be mad at me for this one.
Oh,
but he was on a flight right now, so actually he can't. So he just flew back to LA. We were in Virginia yesterday with Miss LaBelle. And they can also see the video for Groove is Therapy on the website as well. And let me shout out some people really quick.
Come on, please shout the people out.
They were just instrumental in this process. Of course, I'm a team guy, so our management, Margaret McDonald and Till Welch, L.A. and New York, awesome. Covered on both coasts. So shout out to them. Shout out to our publicist, Tim Yates. Awesome. Shout out to always Crystal Alano John. Shout out to Miss Friedman and Merchant and Gold, our entertainment attorneys. Shout out to Miss Patty LaBelle always for just being so instrumental, and Yolanda, our Pearl team, Yolanda and Shay. LaVie Hendon for building that website. He's built all of my websites.
Which is cool, by the way.
Our graphic designer, shout out to Tristan Arnold and 159, the team over there. Once I get a team, I'll bring them along the way on everything. Way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Yeah. And they've been riding with me since like 2005, a lot of these people. So there's a nice Corey Taylor. Shout out to Corey Taylor. Shout out to Alpha Clothing for those custom made suits and dressing Alex.
Yeah, wait, y'all was clean. You hear me?
Appreciate
y'all
that.
was clean walking up in that in the little club there.
And the staff and chicks that let us record that video at their restaurant.
Awesome.
Even during the COVID, she shut it down for us and just make that happen. Shout out to Todd Eldridge for that connection. So many people. Our engineers, that help us mix and master the record. Shout out to the recording studio Boom Room here in Philadelphia. Very instrumental. Spice House Studios as well. Music Factory in LA, recording Alex vocals. Nice. So Alex is in LA, you guys, and so we had to do some stuff in LA on this coast as well. Engineered by Eric Bogas. Mixed and not mastered, but mixed by Dwayne Jones in Detroit.
Nice.
Mastering Robert and his team. Mix Labs. I'm not leaving anybody out. I got everybody out. That's it, man.
It's so important to thank people. I'm so glad that because I will hashtag and tag everybody to death. That they drew it. I don't care. Whatever they did, I don't care.
We should get better at cross promoting with each other.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
I hate when I have to tell people, share this. You're on the record. Share this. Share this. I shouldn't have to do that. I like. Just share. I share everything that I'm a part of for sure. It doesn't matter. This is going to be shared because we all have different groups of followers and arenas and followings, and we should be responsible for introducing and inviting and spreading that good news. Out. Better, clever.
Yep, I agree. What about we can follow you on Eric Seats, of course, but then what about your group and everything you have on all social media platforms? Is Ali there too?
It is, and it's.
I'm following Ali. Yes.
It's under Facebook. It's Ace CDO. The word Ace, ACE, and then CDO is SIDIOOO, 3 O's. It's also ACDO at ACDO on Twitter, and it's also at ACDO on IG. Right. I think we have a LinkedIn page.
Oh, we have it right there.
Okay, great. I'm constantly I'm running all the pages right now. I hope I'm out. Yeah, it's a lot to do, but it's okay. It's good work. It all pays off, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely. I have thoroughly enjoyed this interview.
Me as well.
Vodcast. I mean, I've learned a whole lot about you. Even more. I need you to tell people how you're minding your own purpose.
I am minding my own purpose by leaving a legacy of hopefully contributing positivity, not only just through music, but huge on creating jobs and opportunities for other outside, making sure my dream is bigger than myself.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Well, y'all heard it right here. And on that note, we are going to say goodbye until next time for episode 6. And I'm not going to tell you who that's going to be our guest. I'm not going to tell you. You have to tune in and see. But thank you all for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it if y'all don't forget to subscribe to us and click like. It's very important because we want to broaden this platform for independent artists and let the world hear their stories is really, really important to me. That's my heart and my passion. So thank y'all for joining us. And remember, don't forget to mind your own purpose.
Everybody's got a purpose. Use the gifts you've been given.